Well, when Joanna Cardo was in her early 20s, her life changed forever. Health began to rapidly decline. And just a few years after being diagnosed with an autoimmune liver disease, she was told that she would need a transplant. She was put on a wait list, and in December of 2013, she received one. She's here to talk about her experiences as we, of course, kick off 48,000 conversations in 48 hours about transplants. And Ed Fair back with us again for BC Transplant as well, the provincial director. Thank you very much, both of you, for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Well, let's begin with you, because it's quite a story. We saw that picture there. So was that that was just after or just
That
before?
was just after.
Just after.
Yeah, you can see the smile on my face and the colors coming back to normal.
Speak to us what life was like before the transplant.
So I was basically bound to a bed. I was in pain 24 hours a day. My stomach was full of fluid. I was jaundiced. My eyes were neon yellow. And then my other organs started to back up because there was just so much pressure from the liver that I was having blood transfusions every other week. It was hard, for sure.
Joanne, if we just even rewind further back from that, I mean, you were in your early 20s
yes.
when this happened. What exactly did you discover? How did you end up in this situation?
I was just having irregular bowel movements, and I kept going to the doctor, and I'm like, okay, something's wrong, something's wrong. And finally, that one doctor was like, let's test your blood, let's test your liver functions. And as soon as the liver function test come back, it was through the roof, and they're like, okay, something's wrong, and they quickly sent me to the specialist. And it was then where I was told that I had this disease and that it is incurable and I would eventually need a transplant.
So then you're put on a wait list and you're told that you need, I mean, in order to save your life, you need an organ donor.
Yeah.
What is that wait like?
It's scary, for sure. I mean, you're in so much pain, you can't even think about getting somebody's organ who had just passed away. And it's really hard emotionally, too, knowing that another family has lost their loved one. But, you know, they turned their tragedy into something positive, and I'm here today to share about it.
And do you know where you are on the list, and just by how sick you're getting and things like, you know, you're getting close?
Yeah, well, with the liver, they have something called a MELD score, so it tells you how sick you are, basically. And I was given my odds of death, basically.
Wow.
Do you remember the day you got the call to say that there was an organ donor found for you, there was a match?
Yeah, so I was actually in Metrotown, and you get the call, and you're like, okay, BC Transplant's calling me, why are they calling me? And you get the call, and they're like, we have a liver for you. And you're all of a sudden crying in the middle of the mall.
Yeah.
So I went in, got all ready for surgery, and then they tell me that this isn't a good liver and that I need to go home. So I actually had a dry run in the first place. Yeah,
no, and we'll get to you in a second.
All right.
I know you're enjoying the conversation as well, but we'll get to you in a second with the campaign. But it was one other question, that is, that picture we showed of you smiling, talk about when you woke up from surgery, how you felt.
So when I woke up and finally was aware of what just happened, I honestly was, yes, I was in pain from the surgery, but I wasn't in pain from the liver. And I just, it's a 180 where you are, and it's instantaneously. It's so amazing. You feel so much better. You can walk, you can move, you can breathe properly. You don't need blood transfusions. It's just so amazing.
It is great to hear your story. And it was just to say that the whole reason, the whole point of this campaign, 48,000 conversations within 48 hours to talk about how to become an organ donor and how important it is. That's what we're launching today. And Ed, you know in your experience that there are often so many campaigns and people zone in, they listen, and they switch back out. Like, what are the figures right now and the differences that you really need to see being made in this area?
So the campaign itself, it's part of National Organ and Tissue Donor Awareness Week.
Yeah.
So it's 48 and 48, and it's a campaign with all of the global news agencies and all of the organ donation organizations in every province. So it's national in scope. And as you said, we're looking for 48,000 people to have the conversation in the next 48 hours about organ donation. I mean, this is the reason we do it, because these I never get tired of hearing these stories. They're just absolutely tremendous.
What's stopping people, though? What's the fear?
You know, it's just something you can put off until tomorrow, or you can think about it later. So we're encouraging everyone to have that conversation with their family. There's a one-stop website that's been set up called liveon.ca. They can go, and they'll be redirected to where they can register. In BC, our organ donor registry currently has 988,000 people registered. So we're hoping that we can make it 1 million with this campaign.
And we should also mention that in the past you said, oh, I'm an organ donor, it says so on my license. That's not the case anymore. Things have changed, and you have to register now, which is so important. And it's super easy. You go online, and you can do it very quickly, and it's a simple thing. And here's an example of why it's so important, of course. So thank you very much, both of you, for being here. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And please register.
No, thank you. Yeah, the website, we should tell you that. It's liveon.ca for more information on this. So if you're interested, just learn more about the issue and hopefully become an organ donor. Liveon.ca, there's the website address for you.
All right, thanks again, guys.
Thank you.